Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Paolo's here, and today I want to talk about a kind of strange model that I just finished. It's if you follow me, you know that my favorite thematics are about racing cars and historical stuff of the 60s and the 70s. So this is not really my field. And despite the model in the images here seems an ordinary die-cast model kit, quite in a bit strange scale, honestly, because this is sold as a 134, so 134, neither 35 or 24. 34, mysterious new scale created by Welly Die-Cast. This is a Chinese company making quite decent stuff. It's the low level of the die-cast, so it is probably what many can define as just toys. And the model that I present here, it is a RAV4. That is not the ordinary one that you can get online, because this company is the only one making the static model of the Toyota RAV4 third series. This is the exactly the series that I own, the car that I just took recently. And I like to make models of the stuff that I own when I can. There is some little strange stuff that is a little more tricky to make in scale and takes conversion. So this was quite easy, and of course I didn't want to start a real building model, also because doesn't exist anything I think in 124 scale, the ordinary scale of our models, and so this was the only one that I could take, and I saved the box, the original box from Welly. Now I hope that I will not make the disaster live during the video. I don't remember. This was the site that I closed, so I decided to save anyway the box of the original model. The model that you can buy from Welly, it's slightly different from this one because it's not available in black. It's just available, I think I seen that in red or in silver gold, something like that, and have slightly difference from the model that I made. I wanted to recreate completely the car that I own, that is a very, very good everyday car, and I place it back with the same screw, because honestly the little showcase provided by Welly is also perfect to save this. I neither define them like real models, I just define like something fun that I wanted to build up. So I mostly took the model from them and I strip it completely down. It's quite easy to unassemble them. They are just fixed with kind of warm glue inside, or warming the plastic pins of the parts like the lights and the interior parts, and I added some minor detail. I mostly painted the details. Remember, this is an item that costs around $15, I think, not more, at least now that is available as an ordinary item from the Welly catalog. And the only stuff that I added was I changed of course the color, and of course the color of the pillars on the roof, and mostly had to rebuild, because they make quite, of course, you cannot blame the detail when you're talking about stuff that is about $15. So it is just a consideration, modeling consideration. I just changed the side mirrors that in the RAV are quite particular and quite big. Instead they just provide a molded mirror on the side of the door, openable door, so here they are openable. I don't want to scratch the paint because it's quite delicate, and I hope you can see from here, maybe, yeah. And I also had the silver detail on the central console, and some silver detail that is present on the steering wheel of the real car, without adding too much detail, so no seat belts. The car is extremely little. I honestly do not know neither if it is properly 134 or maybe something like 38, 140, because the car look quite smaller, if you compare this one to the very near scale, that is 135 vehicles, so ready to place a number around this. The hammer looks nearly 2 times bigger than this, and in reality it's not, because you just crossed one a few days ago, and the hammer was a little bigger than the RAV. So I'm not so sure about the scale that is provided by Welly Diecast, but you know, that's it. It's also, as I said in the beginning, the only stuff that you can get about this car, this vehicle. Consider it's a vehicle of nearly, I think, 8 or 10 years ago now. It is not any longer the RAV. Have another different model that was the 4th series with the smaller lights on the front and little different details on the car and a little different dashboard, and it was the 4th series of the RAV of this generation, because then they changed, they made the hybrid vehicle that is the RAV that you can have today, so it's completely different car. So about this model, I was just lucky that just for a matter of lucky, the Welly Diecast made the RAV 3rd series. It is exactly the car that I own, also without the mud guards on the fenders and without some of the plastic and little spoilers that are present in other like extra details for the actual car. You know, mine don't have it. It was my family car, so I just saved it from the family, and it was exactly this model. You know, the major modification I made on the Welly model was to close the sunroof provided in the original model. You know, it was quite easy. I used the plastic part and completely filled up with filler when the model was stripped down, and to strip down I used the .4 brake fluid liquid, working quite good, you know, over the metal. This is a Zamac diecast. I hope I will not have the metal fatigue that usually destroy this kind of models. You know, it's a kind of cancer that the diecast may have, you know. And then I applied the Titan primer gray, and over that just a proper color of Gunze glossy black was this one, you know, the Gunze black. Gunze black because it's very, very delicate paint, so you will not have the thickness that you can have just using the booze, the metal can from Tamiya paint, you know. And also it's very, very easy to apply the paint with the proper airbrush, so the paint remains always very, very thin, and it's very, very good because you will not eat with the paint all the details of the model, you know. And in the front, I don't know if it is I have to open the box again, so let it be. Not so special, you know. I just added the road plate of my actual car, and I made a just like a static reminding, you know, of ordinary cars, of ordinary daily cars. Daily cars are never subjects, at least for me, are never subjects that deserve big models or big efforts in producing the stuff. You know, this is just something funny to make in I think a couple of weeks, neither that, you know, just going very slowly and very easy with the building up and keeping the detail, because it's very, very easy to lose. You know, being not race cars and something that you find documentation and so on, you really have to take picture of your car every time and that detail little by little. Also, I remember that mysteriously Welly Diecast made extra, if you can see from here, I didn't want really to destroy the carton box, you know. There was an extra light here that was not present on the model, and the light, the rear light were completely painted different, you know, from the original Welly, probably because that was referred to a Japanese early version, and so probably these different minor details were slightly different in the original Welly example model, you know. But at the end, the model looks pretty decent. As said, I think it's the only way to have this in a collection, and still suspicious about the scale, you know. We'll investigate a little more further, but in my opinion it's definitely smaller than 134. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Easy stuff, something relaxing, you know. In this period I don't have so much inspiration to build up particular stuff for now. I'm kind of resting time, so I just enjoy to make this kind of review of easy stuff. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.